Welcome to Hardcover. I'm Peter Bryn. She's Brittany Bryn, and this is Say It Ain't So. Okay, what's today's episode about?
We're going on a journey together.
Where are we going?
A journey through the English language.
Yeah.
And finding markers along the way, like signposts.
Okay.
These signposts mark famous sayings or turns of phrase or colloquial expressions that have somehow just become generally a part of the English language that we kind of take for granted and most of the time don't even know where they come from, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, so it's things like kit and caboodle or something. Like people say that, like, you know, you're getting the whole kit and caboodle with this package. Like, but what is that? Where did it come from? Why do we say it? Why is it in our vernacular? What other things can I just keep saying in this sentence?
Excuse me, I'm calling in because I received my package.
Hello, caller.
As advertised on your station. The only thing is, it didn't come with any kit or caboodle.
So kit and caboodle. What do we have here?
Our first saying of the day. Where'd it come from?
Where does it go? Where does it come from?
Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, I can't believe people still listen to us.
80 listeners.
80 listeners.
Okay, yeah. So a kit and caboodle it basically means two things. A kit, which is a set of objects. Well, I mean...
What?
Duh.
What? But...
As in a toolkit or what a soldier would put in his kit bag. And a caboodle or boodle. Boodle is an archaic term meaning group or collection, usually of people.
So,
which is first recorded and that was first said in 1884.
So wait, let me get this straight. Kit and caboodle means you're getting all the objects, but you're also getting all the people.
I suppose. So this came from the whole kit, which was popular in like the 1700s. Apparently, you would say the whole kit. And then the whole kit and boodle, which it says is slightly later than the final whole kit and caboodle. Anyway.
So it's a compound saying then.
Yeah.
A compound expression. That's kind of neat. I like that.
And there's this New York journal, the Observer Journal. It is probably derived from the Old English word bottle, which is not even an Old English word. I mean, anyway, or just like a bottle of straw, so we don't use it the same way.
Oh, okay.
We say bottle of water. Anyway, the whole kit and boodle of them. There you go.
Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. So this one, bite the bullet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bite the bullet.
What does that mean to you? If I say gotta bite the bullet?
Well, it means like you gotta buckle down. You gotta like take one for the team. You gotta like go in there and do what you needed to do and like write that test or you know, I don't know.
Yeah, no, something you don't really want to do.
Go to work in the morning when you just want to like lay in your bed.
Yeah.
All warm and toasty
when it's rainy
on
out.
like a cold, rainy, drizzly October morning, and you just want to lay in bed, and it's just so good, but you don't want to get up and go to work, but then you have to because you have work and you have rules and responsibilities because you're an adult.
You got to bite the bullet.
Yeah, pay for your family.
Bite the bullet. So, where can you guess where that expression might have come from?
Magic.
Close.
Illusions, Michael. No, I don't know.
It refers to when during battle you had to have surgery on the battlefield and there was no time to administer anesthesia.
Ah!
So, yeah, the surgeon would ask the patient to bite on a bullet while they're getting
I hate this.
Their hand amputated.
Oh no.
So, I mean, that's so visceral.
I can't.
That's such a visceral thing. And it's so, like, when you're thinking about, like, oh, I don't want to go to work, but I have to, like, bite the bullet and do it. It's not the same as I'm about to get my hand cut off. I'm going to bite this bullet to distract myself.
I can't do it. I can't. No. Oh, man. Ow.
So that's another saying. Now you all know. Now you know.
Oh, thank you. The more you know, G.I. Joe. I'm going to look up some others. Hey, Siri. Common words and phrases. This isn't going to work. Yeah, see? I don't... No. Just search the web, Siri. I'll type it myself.
Oh my word. Why are all these so violent?
They're all from war. They're
All right.
all from war.
All right. Well, while you're looking up something, I'm just gonna talk about cat got your tongue.
Okay.
I would just picture, like a cat maybe, pawing at your mouth or something.
No, just like grabbing your tongue.
Grabbing your tongue?
Yeah.
So why a cat would do that, I don't know. But apparently there are two possible historical places of origin for this expression. One of them is the cat of nine tails that the English Navy used for flogging. And so it would be so painful that people just would be left speechless. The second one, which is even worse, if that's possible.
Even worse. Come on.
Refers to the practice of cutting out tongues of people and feeding them to cats.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
I mean, that's very different from what, just like, a cute kitten, like taking your words away. It's like, nope, this is actually horrific.
Oh, that's awful. I can't even do that. This went to a place, man. This went to a place. I have one.
You have one? Is it also horrific?
Yeah. So
Oh, no.
what do you think, by the skin of my teeth? Like, you've heard that. Like, what does that mean to you?
You get through something at the very last second or the last possible moment, right before maybe a door closes on your mouth. I don't know.
Yeah. So this apparently comes from the King James translation of the Bible.
Okay.
And apparently, by the skin of one's teeth is supposed to mean like narrowly, or barely, or like you narrowly escape from disaster, or like you just made it, that kind of thing. But apparently, it comes from the book of Job, and so there's a verse that says, "And I am escaped with the skin of my teeth." So I don't know exactly what that means, but
No.
it's not really clear, but there's a lot of, explanations. So the most plausible explanation is that it refers to the thin porcelain exterior of the tooth, which is what we know as enamel. In other words, Job escaped with his teeth, but just barely. Yeah, so that's where that comes from. Another dark place.
There are a lot of sayings that come from the Bible, though.
Yeah,
that are just part of common speech now.
Yeah.
I found kind of a fun one.
Okay, go.
All right, so Jaywalker.
Oh, yeah, I actually watched a YouTube video about the origins of the term the other day, but go ahead.
No, you talk about the video. That's much more interesting.
No.
Well, basically, that jaybirds came in from the forest to the city and just got discombobulated by all the traffic, so they would kind of move erratically across the road. And so people would call pedestrians who walked across the road at an unmarked corner or in the middle of the street would also call them jaywalkers. So they're just like, crazy little bluebirds kind of shuffling through traffic, which is kind of fun.
So the video I watched was basically the same kind of thing. The video I watched said, the road used to be shared with pedestrians and cars at the same time. People would just walk on the street. Like, that's what the streets were for. They were for walking and not for cars. And then cars started driving on the streets, but they would just drive at really fast speeds, and humans would be just expected to move or jump out of the way. So then new laws were put into place, but people stopped, people didn't really heed the laws. So then the government started doing propaganda campaigns and comparing people to jaybirds that would just go on the streets. And they would say, you don't want to be like a jay, do you? Like a jaywalker. And it was meant to be like a bad, derogatory term for someone who walks on the road even though they were supposed to, or they were allowed to at the time, or something like that. So now the term jaywalker is just a thing that survives from then.
See? That was much more interesting. Government propaganda.
Yeah.
Historical use of roads.
Whenever you put the government in anything, it's suddenly more interesting.
1984.
Here we go.
Oh, another?
Yeah, I got one. When I say something cuts the mustard, what does that mean? What does that mean for you?
Cuts the mustard. Isn't that a good thing.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be a good thing. Like, oh, this really cuts the mustard, right?
It gets rid of the taste. I don't know. I never really understood that one.
Yeah, neither did I, but I just looked it up. So, yeah, it's supposed to be for something superlative or excellent. So it comes out of the phrase keen as mustard,
Okay.
which I guess makes more sense. But in America, to say something was the proper mustard in like the early 20th century, in the early 20th century meant it was the genuine article. Like cutting the mustard became a popular idiom to describe something that was up to scratch and more. I love that sentence.
Up to scratch?
No, became a popular idiom. I just enjoy that. Okay, anyway.
I'm pleased as punch that we're doing this episode today.
Oh, good. So, okay, pleased as punch. That means like you're very happy about the outcome of something.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Any guesses as to where it's from?
A book.
Okay, let's see. It was from Punch and Judy, which was a puppet show that was very popular in the 17th century. And it was about Punch. And Punch was really violent and often would just beat people to death.
Whoa!
And people would laugh at him. But
what is with...
He's always portrayed as very happy because he likes beating people up, I guess.
Oh man, this is
Punch.
All of these phrases are just horrible. Like, or about war, or...
Yeah. Oh no, this one's horrible.
Okay, go ahead.
Rule of thumb.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Beating your wife.
Beating your wife.
Yeah.
A judge ruled that it was okay for a husband to beat his wife with a stick if the stick was no wider than his thumb. Jeez.
That is apparently a thing. Like, I heard that on social media, like Facebook or something. And you know how you hear those things and you're just I don't believe this. So I looked it up and apparently that is the actual like origin of this.
Oh my goodness.
It's awful.
People, we just need to all rewrite the English language.
Really though. Ooh, I found one from Hamlet.
Yay! Do share.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
It's used in Shakespeare's Hamlet. And it says, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space were it not that I have bad dreams. Still unclear.
Yes.
But, I mean, so apparently there was, Shakespeare was writing from a really old writing from like a Roman scholar. His name is Pliny. Not Pliny the Elder, but just Pliny. And that person was writing about Homer's epic poem, the Iliad. Very cool. So I guess no one really knows. All right. Okay,
Yeah.
hit me again. What else do you know?
Oh. Okay. Waking up on the wrong side of the bed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, you know that idea where the left of anything, like if you were left-handed, like even up to the mid 1900s, like it was seen by some people as being a bad thing.
Oh yeah, like
And so
I went to school in the 90s and it was still a thing when I was going to school. Like
yeah, like kids would be forced to become right-handed and all this crazy stuff.
yeah.
So getting up at the wrong side of the bed kind of plays off that idea that the left was kind of a sinister thing. So innkeepers would push beds in the rooms so that the left side was against the wall, so that people had to get up on the right side of the bed.
And then the wrong side is just the opposite of the word right.
Yes. So
in English.
did you did you get up on the wrong side of the bed? Means did you get up on the left side? Did you get up on the unlucky side? And do you feel like bad now?
Wow.
Oh man. I mean, this is why that a lot of poets that I know really want to activate a kind of social change through language, because there are a lot of kind of these old prejudices that are worked into what we use on a daily basis, even though it doesn't mean that for us anymore. Like, those things still exist. And so knowing where they come from is just this, this idea that it's ingrained in language. And do we have to change language to be able to reflect our current values as a society or as people even?
Yeah, but
look
at the word literally. I mean, like, literally doesn't mean literally anymore. Like, they have addended the definition to mean figuratively, which is strange.
Yes.
But not also strange because, if people are using it that way, like, doesn't that become the definition of the word that you're using. What was the other one? I was discussing this in the car the other day. Oh yeah, nonplussed. Okay, so what do you think nonplussed means?
I just think meh. You know, not really affected, not really excited, but not really upset. Kind of apathetic.
Right. But that's what most people would think nonplussed means kind of nowadays. But the definition or the original word, like the way it was used, was when you're nonplussed, it means like you're surprised or you're taken aback. So it's a completely different word there. And so, like that's the thing. Like if that becomes the meaning, if the meaning of nonplussed becomes meh, and then you're reading something from, say, 1792 or something that has the word nonplussed in it, and you're like, oh. Like, does that change the entire sentence? George was nonplussed at this statement, meaning he was surprised at this statement, but what you have read is he was indifferent to the statement, which very much could have affected him. So, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of that.
It definitely changes how we interact and interpret things like that, depending on like if you think literally means literally and I think literally means figuratively, then we're kind of talking about different things, even though we're using the same word.
Now, the term literally, the reason why literally doesn't mean literally anymore is because of sarcasm. And it's because people would say a phrase like, I literally died. And of course they didn't literally die. They're still alive. They're still standing there talking to you. But what it meant, at least to this person who told you that they literally died, was they were being sarcastic about literally dying. However, like when you take the sarcasm away from the word, then it just doesn't make sense anymore. And that's why the definition of the word is changing, because a lot of people don't even realize it's supposed to be sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I couldn't care less, right?
Yeah.
Is the way you're supposed to say it. But I could care less is what people say, because I could care less originally was just supposed to be sarcastic.
Sarcastic, yeah.
And now people will say I could care less and not be sarcastic just because like that's what they know of the term.
Right.
And so, yeah, like once you take sarcasm out of it, it kind of becomes a lost term. So it becomes something you have to, make a word or make a phrase and attach a definition to. I do just have to mention one thing, one caveat, if I can, that irregardless is not a word and never will be a word.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Just keep telling yourself that, and it will happen.
Yeah, well, it's a word if language makes it a word, right?
Yeah, I think that ties into how how oral and written language can be different, because when we hear or when we say a term like literally, but we mean it sarcastically, that comes through. But when we read that, we may not necessarily get the sarcasm or understand the sarcasm that's written down. So I wonder if, because there is such a crossover between oral kind of speaking, the way we talk in everyday life, and crossing over with written mediums such as social media and texting, that now we have this written medium that is supposed to represent everyday colloquial speech, but we don't get some of that transference of tone there. And lots of people will mention this as a problem of text messaging. They'll say, oh, I texted my friend and she got offended because she thought that I was blaming her for something, but really I was just explaining the situation. And so you don't get tone there. You don't get intention necessarily. You just have words.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, well said.
What about sayings and expressions that come from literature or books?
Yeah, we can find a few.
All right.
I do have one more kind of phrase before we go from there.
Do it.
Like shooting the breeze.
Shooting the breeze. That sounds so nice.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
Just going with the flow, maybe talking with people about random things.
Right, yeah. So it's kind of like you're spending time with somebody, or you're chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, like one of those things, But apparently the term shooting the breeze kind of means that.
What?
Origins say that like it's comes from the Old West, and it could be like a metaphor term, meaning that men who would sit around and have nothing else to do with their ammunition, and they would just shoot it into the air, called shooting the breeze.
passing the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about some sayings and expressions that come from literature because we're a word-based show and we like books.
We do? What?
So much of the English language has been built on and developed through things that have been written. So I have one, and I wonder, Peter, if you can guess where it's from.
Okay, go ahead.
All that glitters is not gold.
Led Zeppelin. Stairway to Heaven. It's
Yes.
obviously not that, but, you know.
Yes, but go back a bit further. All that glitters is not gold.
I actually have no idea.
I thought you were going to guess Lord of the Rings,
Oh, no.
but it's not actually Lord of the Rings. It's actually The Merchant of Venice
Oh,
by
hey.
Shakespeare.
Hey.
Yes.
I like how my voice cracked there. I was like, no idea.
Eh.
Oh, listen to this radio show. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Hardcover.
Have you read Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness?
I have not, no.
How did you miss that? I thought everyone had to read that. I had to read it. It made me sad. But that common expression, the horror, comes from Heart of Darkness.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, remember how Twilight Zone, the television show, influenced like an entire way about talking about weird things?
Explain.
It put me in the Twilight Zone. Or did that expression exist before? Which came first, the expression or the show? I don't know. And that's a question about books, too, because sometimes writers will incorporate things that people say. So how do we know they came up with it? Maybe it's just they were the first ones to record that particular thing.
I don't know, but then there's writers like John Milton who actually did come up with a bunch of phrases that we use today in, popular speech that's just a normal word, but that Milton just made up for books like Paradise Lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
Pandemonium.
Pandemonium.
Pandemonium, which is the government of demons.
Yeah.
Let's look at some other words by John Milton, because he wrote a lot of things.
Shakespeare also made up a lot of words.
It's true. I think he made up
Okay.
divorce.
John Milton did.
No, Shakespeare did.
Cool. Man, I want to make up a word. Let's make up a word.
Okay.
I love how different in tone this episode is.
It's very different.
Like if somebody's listening from, our Treasure Island or John Green episode, and they get here and they're like, whoa,
yes.
like what happened?
It's earth-shaking.
Nice. Oh, John Milton.
Yep, John Milton came up
Sweet.
with that one. He also came up with space.
What? No.
He's believed to be the first to have used this word to refer to outer space as opposed to just a space, like on Earth.
Whoa.
Pandemonium we mentioned.
Cool.
Lovelorn.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Unoriginal. Enjoyable. Thanks, Milton. for that one.
Enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
Holy.
Fragrance.
Okay. What about internet?
Definitely came up with that one. Oh, terrific.
No, that was Al Gore. Terrific.
Terrific.
That's terrific.
Sensuous, debauchery.
Ooh.
He came up with so many words.
Debauchery is a great word.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite words when I was younger was dilapidated.
That's still one of my favorite
I
words.
loved it. People are like, what's your favorite word? I'm like, dilapidated. They're like,
People asked you what your favorite word was?
My favorite word now is phloxinosinihilipilification.
That's the volcano one.
No,
What does it mean?
it means nothing.
It means nothing?
Apparently. The volcano one is black lung disease, right? That's
Yes.
pneumococcal silicovolcanicosis.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You got it. you still got it.
Who knew being a gigantic nerd in high school would pay off? This guy. I know you're on the radio and you can't see, but he's pointing both his thumbs at himself.
Nice.
Yeah, that guy is me, by the way. Peter. People listen to this show.
Wow. So good. All right. Well, we might as well talk about Shakespeare since we've talked about Milton, so we should be fair. Did you know that Shakespeare did not care about spelling? In fact, a universal way of spelling every single word was unheard of at that time. People just wrote things the way they sounded.
Yep, he spelled his name about 3 or 4 different ways throughout his career.
Yeah.
And the one we write Shakespeare with an E, apparently, some people say he didn't even ever write his name with an E.
We
but
just added
there
it
you go.
because it looked nice.
We should ask Janine.
We should.
Yeah.
Next time.
Hey, Billy Shakes. If you're if you find us on Twitter, just tweet us the answer.
Yes.
We would be very appreciative.
Thank you, Shakespeare.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, are you ready for this list?
I am.
Addiction.
Wait, is this Shakespeare?
This is Shakespeare.
Oh, rad.
Archvillain.
Huh.
Assassination.
Cool. I knew that one.
Bedazzled.
Also that one.
Cold-blooded.
Whoa. I didn't know that one. That's
Eventful. Eyeball.
good. What?
What?
Eyeball. That's just a common word.
Okay. Maybe they
Alright.
just called it
Eye.
the eye. Multitudinous. That's a good one.
Yep.
Newfangled. That's a great word
Oh,
when you think about it.
newfangled. Yeah.
Newfangled.
Yeah. Did he make up rad? I want to find out the person who invented the word rad.
Let's see. Let's see
Yeah,
if we can find that.
Who invented rad? The 80s slang.
Are you gonna ask Siri?
Hey Siri, who invented rad? Whoa, what? It actually is a thing? Oh no, this is a movie.
Oh.
Who came up with the word rad? Oh, come on, you just Googled it? I'm done with you.
Well,
Siri.
worth a
I'm
try.
done. Yeah. Today's harmonica segment, make up a word.
Good. I wanted to make up a word.
Yeah, like make one up. I don't know. I think mine, off the top of my head, Visigrian. I don't know what
Oh.
it means. That's a very Visigrian thing to say, Greg. Shut up, Clarence. Like, I don't know. But yeah, come up with your word. Tell us what it means. Tweet it back to us at Hardcover Radio.
Hardcover is a thing because of you, the listener, as well as our supporters at CJAM, a nonprofit community radio station that provides stuff that's not available on mainstream media in the Windsor-Detroit area. We are here because of your generous support and donations, so thanks for listening. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, Patreon, wherever you can find us, and you can always check out our website at hardcoverradio.com for more.